Good afternoon, comrades. I'm going to be reading my new article today, and it's entitled The Cuban Tragedy. Just a moment. I have avoided delving into the story of the Cuban Revolution and my interpretation of it. Number one, because I don't like division. Number two, because, like all Latins, I get emotional about it, as I have mixed feelings on this most complex question with much sensitivities. All logic says Fidel should have faded from power long ago. You cannot help but feeling admiration for the man and the Cuban people he represents, his own way, against all the obstacles the U.S. blockade empire imposed on the Cuban economy. Politically and morally, Cuba is far superior to the U.S., the willpower like that of Che, and the example of the ultimate model of a revolutionary is one that has inspired generations of Latin to sacrifice for the cause of social justice from the jungles of Africa to the mountains and sierras of Latin America itself. The internationalist or humanist structure of the Cuban system is one to admire as well with solidarity groups of doctors who can be found throughout the hemisphere and open universities provided in Cuba with international campuses. The health and education levels, both public, are also quite extraordinary for a third world country, especially one under embargo. This is a country I would like to know, but which the embargo impedes many from going. The confidence and charisma of Fidel have helped sustain a principled Cuba defiant of empire. This no one can deny. The figure of the old man, Fidel, exemplifies the Latin, and is a symbol in our culture of survival, of endurance, and of pride. Pride, no doubt, is something that North American historically knows nothing of, but that is very common in the spirit of the Latin American. Being the son of a North American mother and South American father, who separated, you can understand my mixed feelings and how I feel about both these cultures I embrace, and try to take good from both. I speak Spanish with pride, with passion, with poetry, and my English is usually cold, like that of the Anglo language has forced me to take. Let us take now the case of Ilian Gonzalez, a boy now a teenager who admires Fidel. A family drama that ensued when the mother of Ilian, in the dead of night, kidnapped him with her lover and forced him on a boat, risking their lives to go to the consumer capital of the world for Latins, Miami. The mother, of course, and most on board, died in the process. Luckily, Clinton wanted to better relations with Cuba. As a good gesture, rather than let Ilian stay with his distant relatives he did not know, let him return to his father's arms, where Cuba awaited him as the young hero, the King David, who from a stone's throw away from Miami was let go by the giant Goliath kidnapper, who with the forced entrance of such dramatic proportions as a telenovela, brought Ilian back to Cuba at the impotency of the parasites we know as gusanos, right-wing Cuban exiles. This case was clearly a victory for Fidel, and he played it perfectly to the last day. Fidel is more of a politico than a revolutionary, so of course he's an opportunist. I agree, Ilian should have returned, however, Fidel took full advantage of it. Demonstrates what kind of leader he is. To Fidel, everything is a matter of state, whether you're buying a pair of shoes or whether you want custody of your child. The Stalinist type mentality is what has brought Cuba farther, not closer to revolution, or the original revolutionary values instilled by great figures like Che Guevara, a doctor and commander in his own right who gave his life for the Latins and humanity. Innovation cannot come without civil liberties. For the imagination to invent, you must grow up in an environment where you can express yourself and progress intellectually, something that clearly lacks in Cuba, as it contradicts the open atmosphere of university and other facilities it provides to its international students. Just recently, Raul, to his credit, let go some restrictions, like being able to use cell phones or have access to a private beach or hotel as a Cuban citizen. Facts many leftists in America do not know or still deny out of shock. The embargo has conveniently guaranteed all of the excuses Fidel needs to get rid of these liberties and throw dissenters in jail at the swipe of a hand in full totalitarian style. In the final analysis, the question remains in the minds of the free thinkers like myself: can socialism and democracy exist unlike in Cuba? We look at Venezuela today, we look at where Peru is heading, and most of South America, and even extent Central America. Democratic socialism is on the rise, and it seems there is nothing the American empire can do to stop it. They have only postponed it, but soon the empire will fall and true progress will come. something the Cubans undeniably helped to inspire, to the other by the Latins. Thank you very much.